Hello everyone, myself Bhautik Trivedi, working as an assistant professor in IT/ICT department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. I will explain you the concept of border gateway protocol in advanced networking protocol subject. So that's the border gateway protocol, that's the part of exterior routing protocol. And all of you know, mainly two type of protocol. One that is the interior routing protocol and second one that is the exterior routing protocol. Interior routing protocol supported the two protocol. One that is known as a RIP and second one that is known as a OSPF. What is the full form of RIP? Routing Information Protocol. And what is the full form of OSPF? Open Shortest Path First. Already I discussed the concept of RIP and the concept of OSPF in a well detailed manner. In today's session, mainly focus on the concept of the border gateway protocol. Border gateway protocol, that is a part of exterior routing protocol, and border gateway protocol generally using the path vector processing. So let's start with the concept of border gateway protocol in detailed manner. So let's start with this. First of all, BGP. What is the full form of BGP? Border gateway protocol. That is inter-domain routing protocol or intra-domain routing protocol. So that is inter-domain routing protocol, that is also known as inter-autonomous system routing protocol. Third point, BGP based on which particular method? BGP based on a path vector routing method. Here must remember one thing. If you talk about the RIP, so RIP generally supported the distance vector routing. Second one, OSPF. OSPF generally supported the link state routing, and BGP generally supported the path vector routing. So that is regarding the concept of BGP. After that, BGP not using the distance vector, BGP not using the link state routing. So here you just see one question. Why the distance vector routing and link state routing are not good candidates for the inter-autonomous system routing? So that is generally used for intra-domain routing or intra-autonomous system routing. But if you use for the inter-autonomous system routing, the most important protocol, that is known as a BGP. So here you just see, let's start with the concept of path vector routing in a proper manner. First one, border gateway protocol using the concept of path vector routing. So path vector routing generally supported the different entry. Path vector routing generally supported one routing table. In this routing table that supported the entry, this entry supported the three options. First one that is known as a destination network, second one that is known as a next router, and third one that is the path. What is the meaning of path here? If I want to transmit the data from sender to receiver, source to destination, so the order list of the AS, order list of AS means order list of autonomous system number. So this is the way you can directly manage the particular routing table. Again I repeat three important points. First one, destination network, second one, next router, and third one that is known as a path. After that, this is the example of the path vector routing. Here you just see, first one that is the network, second one that is the next router, and third one that is the order list of AS. So here order list of AS means AS14, AS23, AS67. Second one that is the N02, that supported the next router, R5 that supported the same path, N03 that supported the same path, N04 that supported the sequence of path and next router. So this is the example of the path vector routing, and path vector routing generally supported one structure of the routing table, and structure of the routing table supported the three components. First one that is the network, second one that is the next router, and third one that is the path. After that, path vector message. What is the meaning of path vector message? So whatever the autonomous boundary router that advertise the reachability of the network in their own autonomous system to neighbor autonomous system boundary routers. So each router receive a path vector message. Why we use the path vector message? Generally using for the verification purpose. It verifies the advertised path that supported the same policy. If yes, you directly updating the routing table and modify the message before sending it to the next router. So for this, you directly add the different autonomous system number to the path and replacing the next router entry with its own identification. So this is the way you can follow the path vector message. After that, example here you just see R1 send a path vector message, advertise the reachability of N1. R2 receive the message, update the routing table and send the message to R3 with adding its autonomous system number to the path and inserting itself as a next router. Here you see the example. AS1, AS2, AS3, AS4. So start from the AS1, N1, reachability of the network. So first one N1, next router R1, and then after AS1, that is in a path. After that traversing from AS1 to AS2, the reachability of the network, that is the N1, next router using the next router, that is the R2, and autonomous system AS1, AS2. Go to the R3 using the router, next router as a R3. Your structure make N1, R3, AS3, AS2, AS1. So this is the way you can directly generate the path vector message, path vector packet formatting with using this way. After that, why we use the concept of the path vector processing, path vector method in a part of a BGP. So first one, that is the loop prevention. What is the meaning of loop prevention here? So path vector routing can solve the instability of the distance vector routing. One problem in a distance vector routing, that is the instability. So here loop prevention means what? When a router receive a message, it check to see if its autonomous system is in a path list or not. If yes, looping is involved and message is ignored. Means this is the way you can directly prevent the loop in path vector processing. Policy routing. What is the meaning of policy routing here? Policy routing can be easily implemented through path vector routing. How? Once a router receive a message, it can check the path. If one of the autonomous system number listed in a path is against its policy, it can directly ignore the path and the destination, does not update the routing table with its path, and does not send the message to its neighbor. So this is the way, if any one of the autonomous system number listed in a path is against a policy. So that's the policy routing concept. So path vector routing are not based on a smallest hop count or not a minimum metric. That is totally based on the policy imposed on a router by the administrator. So this is the way you can perform the policy routing. After that, path attributes. Path attribute means what? All of you know how to represent a path. Path means that can be represented as a list of autonomous system. So path was presented as a list of attributes, and list of attributes generally help for receiving router make a better decision when applying its policy. So for this, here you just see attributes are generally divided into two categories. One that is known as a well-known, second one that is known as an optional. Well-known again divided into two parts, mandatory and discretionary. Mandatory means must appear in a description of a route. Here three important points already you know. One that is the origin, second one that is the path, third one that is the next hop. Discretionary supported the 2 point, must be recognized by each router, but it's not required to be included in every update message. So well-known is generally divided into two parts, mandatory and discretionary. And optional support, optional means what? That need not be recognized by every router. So that supported the two options. One that is the transitive, second one that is the non-transitive. Transitive means what? Must be passed to the next router by the router that has not implemented this attribute. And non-transitive means that should be discarded if the receiving router has not implemented it. So one for the passing purpose and one for the discarding purpose. That is the concept of the path attributes. After that, types of the packets that supported in BGP. BGP supported the four types of packets. First one, that is the open. Second one, that is the update. Third one, that is the keep alive. And fourth one, that is the notification. So four types of message, four types of packet, that's the part of the border gateway protocol. So let's start with the one by one in a detail. So here you just see the diagram. BGP message is generally divided into three parts: open, update, keep alive, and notification. So let's start with this first one, packet format for the BGP. So here you just see one, that is the marker, second one, that is the length, and third one, that is the type. So that is the BGP packet header. So what is the meaning of BGP packet header? What is the meaning of marker? It reserved for authentication. What is the meaning of length? It defines the length of the total message including the header. And what is the meaning of type? It defines the type of the packet. So total three options here. One, marker, that is reserved for authentication. One, length, that is generally used for the total message including the header. And one, type of the packet. After that, this is the diagram for the BGP packet header. Again I repeat, why we use the marker, why we use the length, and why we use the type. Already you know, marker is used for the authentication, length means message plus header length, and type means which type of packet you pass for that. So let's start with the one by one. First one, talk about the open message. Open message supported the common header. Common header means type is equal to 1. That supported the different field. First one, that is known as a version. Second one, that is the autonomous system number. Third one, that is the hold time. Fourth one, that is the BGP identifier. Fifth one, that is the option. And sixth one, that is the option length. So let's start with the one by one field in a detailed manner. So first one, version. What is the meaning of version? It defines the version of the BGP. And the current version of the BGP, that is 4. Second one, that is the autonomous system number. It defines the autonomous system number. What is the meaning of hold time here? Hold time means it defines the maximum number of seconds that can be lapsed before one of the parties receive a keep alive or update message from the other. If router does not receive one of the message during the hold period, must remember this party that can be considering as a dead party. So whenever you sending the open message, response in a form of the keep alive or update message, if no response is there, so you can directly treat this particular party that can be considering as a dead party. After that, what is the meaning of BGP number? BGP means it defines the router that sent the open message. And two important points, that is the option parameter, that is generally used for authentication purpose. So that is regarding the concept of the open message packet format. Next one, update. Why we use the update message? So update message generally used for first one, here you just see the diagram, then after talk about this. Common header, type is equal to 2. Unfeasible route length, unfeasible router length, then after the withdraw routes, then after the path attribute length, path attribute, and then after NL reachability information, NLRI. So let's start with the one by one. Unfeasible route length means what? It defines the length of the next field. What is the meaning of withdraw routes here? It defines the list of all routes that should be deleted from the previously advertisement list. Means whatever the previously advertisement list is there, and you can directly remove some of the routes from that. So list of all the routes that should be deleted from the previously advertisement list. Path attribute length and path attribute, that is very simple. It defines the attributes of the path to the network whose reachability is being announced in this particular message. So that's all about the concept of the update message. One most important thing here, NLRI. What is the meaning of NLRI? Network layer reachability information. It defines the network that is actually advertised by the message. that supported the two field. One, that is the length. Second one, that is the IP address prefix. Length means all of you know, it defines the number of bits in the prefix. And second one, BGP version 4 generally support the classless addressing and CIDR. So this is regarding the concept of the update message format. Third one, that is the keep alive message. What is the meaning of keep alive? The BGP router exchange keep alive message regularly. Why we use this? It tells each other that they are alive. This particular message only supported one common header. Again, I repeat the statement. Keep alive means what? It directly tells each other that they are alive. That supported one common header. It consists of common header. Here you just see. Must remember one thing. Whenever you talk about the open message, type is equal to 1. Whenever you talk about the update message, type is equal to 2. Whenever you talk about the keep alive message, type is equal to 3. And the last one, that is known as the notification message. So why we use the notification message? So that is generally sent by a router. Whenever any particular error condition is detected, router want to close the connection. The format for the notification message, generally three. First one, that is known as a error code. Second one, that is known as a error subcode. And third one, that is known as a error data. Error code. What is the meaning of error code here? Error code means it defines the category of the error. Which type of category? That is the part of that category is divided into different types. First one, that is the message header error. Second one, that is the open message error. Third one, that is the update message error. Fourth one, that is the hold timer expire. Fifth one, that is the finite state machine error. And sixth one, that is the cease. So this type of error, that is the part of the error code, that is the category of the error. After that, error subcode. Error subcode supported error subcode means what? It defines the type of the error for the each category. Third one, that is known as a error data. Why we use the error data? So it directly gives the diagnostic information about the particular error. So that is the part of the notification message. After that, notification message supported which particular diagram? So notification message means that is under which category? That is the type number 4 that supported the common header, that supported the 3 option. First one, that is known as the error code. Second one, that is the error subcode. And third one, that is the error data. So that's the concept of the notification message. In today's session, that's all about the today's session. In today's session, mainly 4 important points. First one, talk about the concept of the BGP. Then after the types of the message, talk about the path vector processing. Then after 4 types of message, open message, update message, keep alive message, and notification message. That's all about the concept of the border gateway protocol. Thank you for watching.